Fatima, listen.
Okay, Great African Students. It is noisy. Who is there? Please, this is
Please turn off your microphone.
loud.
You can do it like that without downloading the app.
So I believe there's a mute all button that should be able to mute everybody across the board. So I'm not sure if
They're telling me something went wrong.
Yeah, let me do that. But as soon as they join, anyone that joins will also. Okay, let me do that now.
Okay.
Body is muted. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, great African students, we are glad to welcome you to another session in the ongoing African Students Leadership Academy, powered by the Ugwumba Center for Leadership Development in Africa. This week, as you all know, we have publicized this heavily, on social media, everywhere, even on radio and TV stations across Nigeria. Our guest today is Dr. Karim Ellis, the world's #1 breakthrough strategist, international motivational speaker, master trainer, leadership coach, and best-selling author. As a founding partner of the John Maxwell team, he speaks, inspires, and teaches leadership and professional development principles to over 70 organizations annually.
I can't even hear anybody.
Some of these organizations include Honda, General Electric, Anthem, Kroger, United States Postal Service, United States Department of Defense, Johnson & Johnson, etc. He has been published in syndicated news outlets like CBS, Fox News, ABC, NBC, Yahoo Finance, and several others with amazing headlines like, "If Les Brown is the Michael Jordan of speaking, then Dr. Karim Ellis, Les Brown's protégé, is the Kobe Bryant of motivational speaking." So, ladies and gentlemen, we are talking about Dr. Karim Ellis. If I didn't tell you earlier, this man is also a member of the International Advisory Board of the Ugwumba Center for Leadership Development in Africa. So at this juncture, on behalf of our board and my president, His Excellency Ugwumba Uchemosu, I want to welcome His Excellency Dr. Karim Ellis, the #1 one of America's...
Am I the only one that is in this group that is not in the group?
You're welcome. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, well, what we need to do is try to figure out how to mute whoever has their screen that's not muted. And I only want to say that because I want to make sure that I give value to everybody that's here today. I believe the most valuable resource in the world is your time. And so my job for the next hour is to make sure that I give value, but I in no way, shape, or form want to waste anyone's time. So a couple ground rules about today's presentation. I'm going to give away something at the end of the presentation for free, just for your participation. So if you stick around to the end of this, I'll make sure I tell you how to go about getting my free offer that I'm going to bless everybody with today. And then the second thing is I want to actually have a little bit of interaction and dialogue. So I'm going to ask you guys some questions throughout the course of this hour, and feel free to jump into the chat and type your response down there. All right. So let's get ready to jump into today's conversation. I want to talk about how fast are you designed to go. I'm going to talk about 5 keys that's going to help you unlock your personal level of greatness. Now, a little bit about me. Obviously, you guys just heard a bio about me and some of the things I've done. I just want to add a little bit more onto it. And before I go into it, I want to ask a question. What do you think is responsible for my success? Don't type anything just yet. I want you to sit still. Don't type anything just yet. But I want to ask you this question. What do you think is the #1 factor for what created my level of success? And I'm going to show you very briefly some of my success. So as a speaker, I have been blessed to speak literally all over the world. This is just a little bit of my journey. You can see I've been speaking in front of a multitude of organizations and crowds. At this point in my life, I've probably spoken in front of at least 100,000 people, if not more. Okay. We can also see here, obviously, that I've been blessed to coach and train inside different organizations. So this is some imagery of me speaking in different places and platforms and getting a chance to educate and teach people on the concepts of leadership, effective communication, breakthrough success. But I've also won a multitude of different awards for what I do. So in the top left-hand corner, that's an award for getting Motivational Speaker of the Year back in 2022. There's a photo of me getting an award in India. There's a photo of me getting an award in Dubai. I've gotten awards for my speaking prowess. I've gotten awards for some of my best-selling books that I placed out there. I've also been blessed to actually put a couple books out there. And at the end of this presentation, I'm going to show you how I'm going to give you a free copy of this best-selling book. I've been blessed to speak at a multitude of organizations, both nationally and internationally. I've spoken at General Electric, Ford Motor Company, Honda, Johnson & Johnson, Procter & Gamble, just to name a few. But I've also accomplished some of my personal goals and dreams, which is speaking on the TEDx platform. Most speakers are blessed to speak on TEDx one time. I've been blessed to do it twice, and I'm looking at speaking for my third time sometime this year. I've been blessed to share the platform with a variety of some of the top influencers in the world. And doing what I do, I've also been blessed to host my own TV show. I've been on a multitude of different interviews, both nationally and internationally. I'm not sure it's running a little bit slow, but also I've been blessed to coach and train on what I do. So based on everything I just showed you, based on everything we just covered, my question for you is this: what do you think is the number one factor for my success? You can jump into the chat and type down there what you think based on what I just showed you. What's the number one factor that created my success? So we got determination. We got you. We got fantastic. We got down here, I think is mainly your confidence and your commitment. We got perseverance down here. So you guys are giving some really, really solid answers on this. Got consistency. I'm looking at all these things, and let me be clear. All those things are pertinent. All those things are very helpful, but no one has actually put the thing down there that's responsible for my success. Like, you guys have named some really good stuff. Resilience, that's not it. Talent, that's not it. Hard work, that's not it. Those are all key factors. Let me just jump in and help out, because I don't want to waste time on this right here, because we got a lot of ground to cover, okay? The number one reason for my success, and all those things you mentioned, that plays a part, but the answer is I got clarity on what my God-given gift and my talent is. I got clarity on what my gift and what my talent is. Now I'm going to explain to you why this is so important for you to do this if you want to be super successful in life. The first thing you got to do is this: is you got to identify your gift, right? And let me break this down on a different level. As a child growing up, and that's me, I got a large head. That's me showing up, right? As a child growing up, what do you think I got in trouble for? Go ahead and type into the chat what you think I got in trouble for. So we got talking, and Kathy got it right. I got in trouble as a child for talking too much. As a kid growing up, I 100% got in trouble for talking too much. And guys, listen, I wasn't a bad child. I wasn't a hard-headed kid. I was actually a pretty smart child. I actually skipped a grade. I went from kindergarten to second grade. I totally skipped over first grade. I was very gifted. I was very talented. And whether you think it or not, I think I was a handsome kid growing up. I wasn't ugly. But I also believe in something that I call the seed principle. And what the seed principle is simply this. It simply states that whatever it is you're designed to be and designed to do, you're already that thing in seed form. I'm going to say that again. Whatever it is you are designed to do on this planet, you are already that thing. You're just in seed form. If you look at the camera screen where you can see me at, you'll notice that I'm holding a very, very small acorn seed. Okay. The beautiful thing about this acorn seed is this acorn seed only knows how to do one thing, guys. It only knows how to transform and manifest into an oak tree. The oak tree is locked inside the power of the seed. That means in order for the oak tree to grow, the seed has to be recognized for what it is. Then secondly, it has to be properly planted in the right environment. And we're going to talk about that some today. Okay. But right now, whatever it is you desire to be, you're already that thing. You are currently just in seed form. And what we're going to do today, we're going to talk about how your gift and talent can help to pull whatever is in that seed out so you can be super successful. All right. So like I said earlier, I was a smart kid. I wasn't a bad kid at all. I was smart. I skipped a grade. When I got my report card would typically say all A's. But the one thing my report card would say at the bottom of it, it would always say, Miss Ellis, your son is a joy to have, but he would get in trouble for talking too much. I was literally the child that got in trouble for talking entirely too much. My teacher would literally move me about 3 or 4 times a quarter because every time she put me next to someone in class, I would find myself talking and interrupting the classroom. And what I had to learn the hard way, guys, is this. A gift and talent that lacks discipline creates destruction. See, what I didn't know early on, that ability to talk and run my mouth, that was actually one of my God-given gifts and talents. That's one of the reasons I'm super successful, because I learned how to use that gift to take me all over the world. But when I was a child, when I was in 2nd grade and 3rd grade and 4th grade and 6th grade and 9th grade and 12th grade, no one told me that was my gift and talent. And since I didn't know how to discipline that gift and control that gift, it would create destruction by disrupting the classroom. But what I also learned is this. Whenever it was time to do a book report in front of the room, whenever it's time to do a school play, whenever it was time to do a spelling bee, anything that put me in front of a room, my hand would go up first. And I was eager to do it because I knew I was exceptionally good at doing it. That lets me know that whatever you're gifted at, your gift and talent desires to be shown off in front of the entire world. So let's talk about something here that I call the cheetah principle. Can you guys jump in the chat and help me out? How fast does a cheetah run? Does anybody here know how fast the cheetah runs? You guys got to help me out with it because I can't, right now, the way I got my screen set up, I can't read the chat. So I don't know exactly what you guys are typing in there. So Dr. Lisa, if you want to text me and tell me some of the numbers they're giving me, you know, I'll be able to work better with this. How fast does a cheetah run?
Kathy says 7 miles per hour, 70 miles per hour.
70 miles per hour. Anybody else? How fast does a cheetah run?
And don't Google it.
Yeah, I know everybody wants to cheat now and pull out the cell phone and try to Google and figure it out. So Kathy has 70. Anybody else?
Around 80 to 80 kilometers per hour, says Usofo.
Okay. All right. So we got 70. We got 80. Anybody else?
We got 120 from Robino.
We got
100, 1,000 miles per hour.
1,000 miles per hour? That's high.
120 km by Julian.
That's high. 1,000 miles per hour. That's high. So here's the thing. I'm gonna show you guys exactly how fast a cheetah runs in a second. But I'll be remiss if I say this because a cheetah is my favorite animal. Well, actually, I can't say that because if I say that, I'm gonna get in trouble. My favorite animal are my 3 dogs. These are my 3 dogs, guys. The 3 dogs go from left to right. The guy with his tongue sticking out, his name is Fendi. The guy tucked back in the back, his name is Aries. And the real photogenic one that's smiling in the camera, that's Apollo. So if I get caught saying that a cheetah's my favorite animal and they hear me in the other room, they're going to make my life a living hell. So these are my favorite animals. But my second favorite animal, obviously, is a cheetah. So we're going to talk about the cheetah principle.
So who's the fastest sprinter in the animal kingdom? It's not even close. It's the cheetah. In just a few strides, this feline can reach speeds of 70 miles an hour. So why is the cheetah so fast? From the tip of its nose to the end of its tail, this cat is designed for speed.
They have a shortened muzzle and elongated face, which allows for better binocular vision. They have a specialized black line that goes from eyes to mouth that acts as a sun shield when they're running into the sun. They have a very long body and pelvic and shoulder areas that allow for longer stride. Their nasal passages, their heart, their lungs, all enlarged to withstand that extra power. Then you've got their non-retractable toenails, which are acting as football cleats in the land to grab on and just run at full speed.
It's got to be careful, though. During a high-speed chase, a cheetah can run for only 200 yards before it is exhausted. If it fails to catch its prey, it will have to stop, recover, and wait to race later that day.
So Kathy is correct. A cheetah runs at 70 miles per hour. Listen, 2 things I've never seen, guys. I've never seen this. I've never seen a cheetah confused about its gift and speed. You've never seen that. You didn't watch that video and watch that cheetah trying to figure out what it's going to do to catch its meal. That cheetah is very clear on what its gift is, what its talent is, and most importantly, how to use its gift and talent. Which brings me to my very first question, because this is for everyone under the sound of my voice. I don't care how young you are. I don't care how old you are. Every single person has a gift. Facts about it. Some of you actually have more than one gift. The question I have for you is, what is your gift? When I was a child growing up, I realized I had 3 gifts that I operated out of on a regular basis. Number 1 was the gift of communication. Of course, I had the gift of communication. I said I got in trouble for talking too much. My senior year, I was voted most talkative. Okay, so I was gifted at communication. Number 2, I had a very fast learning curve. Remember I told you guys earlier that I skipped a grade. I went from kindergarten to 2nd grade. They tested me. I skipped over 1st grade. That means I have the ability to process information very, very fast. I can learn and master stuff very, very quickly. So that's my 2nd gift. And my 3rd gift is I am a very, very creative problem solver. I can think outside the box and come up with 4 to 5 very quick creative solutions on almost any problem. Now, I would be a fool to walk through this thing called life and realize that I have these 3 gifts, or what I like to call my superpowers, and decide not to use them. Can you ever think of a superhero that has superpowers, but they choose to intentionally use them? That would be one of the dumbest things you can possibly do. So what I'm saying to you is, every single one of you has some sort of gift or talent you are sitting on right now. Your job is to identify that gift. Then we're going to talk about how to master it. Then we're going to talk about how to properly plan it. And then last but not least, we're going to talk about how to control it. We're going to talk about identifying it. We're going to talk about mastering it. We're going to talk about properly planting it. And then last but not least, we're going to talk about controlling the gift. Now, let's talk about how to discover your gift. Because for some of you already know what you're really, really good at. But then there's some of you here today to go, well, you know what, Doc, I don't really know what my gift and talent is. So 3 things I want you to do moving forward if you don't know what your gift is. Number 1, I want you to pay attention to what you do exceptionally well. Like when it came time to get in front of the classroom and read a book report or participate in the spelling bee or to do a school play, I had no nervous energy. I wasn't worried about making a mistake. Like I was excited to be there. Okay, so pay attention to what you do exceptionally well. Number 2, pay attention to things you do that captivate other people. When I showed you that video of that cheetah running 70 miles per hour, Almost everyone under the sound of my voice was glued watching the cheetah run. When you are walking in your gift and talent, one of the byproducts of it is people are amazed and will stop and slow down just to watch you do what you do in the realm of your gift. People love to see you walk in your gift and talent. So pay attention to the things you do that captivate other people. And then number 3, if you're still concerned and you don't know, I want you to ask 7 to 10 people close to you, not strangers, but people close to you. When you think of me, what are some of the things I do so easily that it kind of blows your mind? And then pay attention to what they tell you. Because what's going to happen is whatever you're gifted at, you're going to notice an overlap, meaning additional people are telling you the same exact thing. When I ask people what I'm good at, out of 7 to 10 people, at least 9 of them said, you are great at speaking. You are great at leadership. You naturally have people that gravitate towards you whenever you start to talk. So I want to be clear about what my gift is, but I'm not sure what that gift is. These are 3 ways I can figure out what my gift is. And I don't want you to mess this up. And this is why a lot of people mess this up. We have the wrong belief system on what a gift and talent is. On the screen right now, I'm showing you 3 American entertainers. I got Beyonce, who most people are familiar with as an artist, as a singer. We got Denzel Washington in the top right-hand corner, who's a famous American actor. And at the bottom, we have LeBron James, or King James, as they call him, pro basketball player. And the problem with most gifts and talents is we look at famous people and we realize what they get paid to walk in a gift and talent. And we assume because I can't sing like a Beyonce, because I can't act like a Denzel Washington, or I can't play sports like a LeBron James, I must not have a gift. There are so many gifts and talents all over the face of this globe. Some of them are tangible, which means they're easy to see. But a lot of the most powerful gifts in the world are the intangible, which means you can't see them, but they exist. When I talk about the gift of creativity, creativity doesn't really manifest until I start to apply it towards something. Intuition, problem solving, leadership. These are all gifts and talents that some of you have right now. And because you don't see them pop up on the social media platform site, I don't want you to believe you don't have a gift, because everybody has a gift. Just don't get confused into thinking your gift has to appear in the form of one of these types of gifts and talents. And if you still don't believe you have a gift, let me be clear. Every creature on this planet, not just human beings, every creature on this planet has a gift. Did you know an eagle can spot its prey from 2 miles in the air? So for that little bunny rabbit that's down there frolicking in the grass, and that has no idea, the eagle that is 2 miles up in the air has already spotted that rabbit and already knows that bunny rabbit is dinner. To the bat that's sitting in the darkest cave where you can't see 2 feet in front of you, yeah, it can see its way around by using sonar. It can hear through echolocation everything that's going on. That's the bat's gift. That gift helps that bat survive. That vision helps the eagle survive. Down in the bottom corner, we got a shark down there. And some of you may not be aware of this, but a shark can smell a drop of blood. Not a bucket of blood, not a gallon of blood. A shark can smell a drop of blood a quarter of a mile away. That means if you take an Olympic-sized swimming pool, and you prick your finger and drop 1 drop of blood inside that giant swimming pool, a shark can smell it and find it in the swimming pool. And then last but not least, in the bottom corner down here, the left-hand corner, I got a cactus. Because all these are living creatures, but of course we got a cactus down here. Why do I have the cactus? Because a cactus can go without water for 4 to 6 months. I don't know of any creature on this planet that can live 4 to 6 months without drinking some form of water. All these creatures are not human, yet God has seen to it to give them gifts and talents to make their survival and make their way easier. So don't believe that you are down here right now and you don't have a gift. Everything on this planet has a gift and talent. Your job is to identify that. So let's talk about step number 2. Because step number 2, once we identify the gift, we got to figure out, how do we master that gift? How do we control the gift, right? Yeah, so let's talk about, how do you master your gifts and talents? Well, there's 2 ways that you want to master a gift and talent. Number 1, you want to intentionally walk in it. Number 2, you want to find a mentor. Now, a lot of people don't know this, but it's been said that it takes 10,000 hours of practice to become a master at anything. I'm gonna say that again. It takes 10,000 hours of practice for you to be a master at anything. Let's go back to the first answer where I got intentionally walking it. Because as a kid growing up, my mother wanted me to learn how to play the piano. And after 6 months of practice and lessons, I wasn't getting it. I had no idea how to play it. And one day the music teacher said to my mother, Miss Ellis, please stop paying money to me to teach your son, because you're paying me to teach him, but he's not practicing. He's not intentionally working on getting better at his craft. So you are wasting your money. It's better for you to take that money and put him in a different sport or a different activity than to waste your money on playing the piano because he's not good at it and he has no desire to do it. If you want to be good at your gift and talent, you have to intentionally force yourself to walk in it. I got good at speaking because I speak everywhere I go. I've been speaking since I was a baby and came out the womb. I intentionally use my gift of communication everywhere I go. But number two, got to find a mentor. Got to find a mentor. So this is what intentionally walking
communication everywhere I go. But number two, got to find a mentor.
Okay, so I need someone to mute because I'm getting some feedback back here. All right, so this is what intentionally walking into gift and talent looks like, but this is what it looks like when you find a mentor. So this is my current mentor. He's a gentleman by the name of Mr. Les Brown. They call him the greatest motivational speaker on the planet. He has been speaking, teaching, and training for over 50 years. He's spoken in over 51 countries. He's known for telling people, I know a thing or two because I've seen a thing or two. If he knows a thing or two because he's seen a thing or two, do you think he can teach me a thing or two? See, the beautiful thing about mentorship is when you find the right mentor can help you work faster in developing your God-given gift and your God-given talent. Now, I got a picture up here of a cheetah, which I told you guys is my second favorite animal, and I got a bunch of cheetah cubs. And understand what I said earlier about that seed principle. I said whatever you're designed to do is already locked inside of you. It's just in seed form. You understand, when these cheetah cubs were born, they were born with the gift of 70-mile-per-hour speed. It's already locked inside their DNA. They don't have to go to high school or college to learn how to run 70 miles per hour. It's already inside their genetics. Now, in order for them to tap into that gift of speed, they have to have the right mentor. If I'm a cheetah, the lions can't teach me how to run 70 miles per hour. We may both belong to the cat family, but a lion can't teach a cheetah how to run at 70 miles per hour. The hyenas can't teach a cheetah how to run at 70 miles per hour. The giraffes can't teach a cheetah how to run at 70 miles per hour. The elephants can't teach a cheetah how to run at 70 miles per hour. Why? How can they teach you something they don't know how to do? So in order for a baby cheetah to run at 70 miles per hour, they have to learn from another cheetah. So when it came down to my selection of Mr. Les Brown as a mentor, I chose him as a mentor because he's already doing the very thing that I want to do with my gift and talent. That means that I have to be selective over the mentor. So for everyone under the sound of my voice, you're going to get a multitude of different mentors based on being a part of this program. But for some of you, based on the specific niche and gift and talent that you have, you may have a mentor that's a little bit more congruent to the direction of where you want to go in life. So let's talk about mentorship very quickly. The right mentor helps you set a vision for the gift. You guys realize I just didn't wake up overnight and decide I want to speak on stages in front of rooms of 8,000, 10,000, 15,000 people. I had a vision for what I wanted to do, and the mentor helped me with that vision. Okay. Number two, the mentor shows you how to best use that gift and talent. Number three, the mentor shows you how to add discipline to that gift and talent. Number four, the mentor shows you different success short.
You're muted. You're muted. Doc, you're muted. Sorry, I don't know who
Dr.
did that.
Karim, you're muted.
Unmute yourself, please. Please, nobody should do this again unless I do it myself. You don't have to do that, please.
I wish that Michael phone was here.
Doc, unmute yourself, please.
Hmm? I hear him.
Hello, Doc, can you unmute yourself? Hello, Doc, can you unmute yourself?
Okay.
Good. Yeah.
Okay, you hear me now? Okay. Yeah, when I'm in presentation mode, I can't see the screen. So.
Oh, sorry then.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
So go ahead.
Okay. So let me backtrack just a little bit here. All right. So number 5, a good mentor will show you how to master that gift and talent. And like I said earlier, it takes 10,000 hours to master your gift. So let's talk about number 3. Let's talk about how you can properly plant your gift and talent. Because first we talked about how to identify what you have. Then we talked about how to master it very, very quickly. Number 3, we're going to talk about how to plant your gift and why it's so important. I'm a firm believer that the right environment creates your success. We're going to jump back and talk about that cheetah from earlier. We said earlier that cheetah can run 70 miles per hour. And this is on African terrain. Right? If I put that cheetah down on African terrain, it can run 70 miles per hour, no issues. But if I grab that cheetah by its neck, drag it over to the North Pole and let him go, you know that cheetah can't run 70 miles per hour on ice and snow, right? That means that the gift of the cheetah can only really operate in certain environments and arenas. And this is a big mistake I see a lot of people make. They figure out their gift. They know what they do exceptionally well. They master the gift over time, or they find a mentor to help them get better at that. But then they're trying to get greatness out of their gift and talent, but they're trying to use their gift and talent in the wrong environment, right? Your gift and talent is not designed to operate everywhere. I'm going to say that again. Whatever you gifted at, whatever you talented at, it is not designed to operate everywhere, which means you have to be super selective over the environment that you are choosing to use your gift and talent at. The right environment unlocks your genius. I got a fish tank in my living room, and my fish tank has about 5 to 6 nice sized fish. And a lot of times I can look at the fish and kind of think the fish are stupid. Don't get me wrong, I'm not hating on fish, but they don't really do much. They just swim around, they pucker their lips up, and they eat food whenever I drop food inside the aquarium tank. And if I take that fish out of water and I say, fish will go over there and climb a tree, the fish will look at me stupid. It can't do anything. If I say, fish, do a math problem for me. Tell me what 2 + 2 is. The fish can't tell me 4. But if I take that fish and put that fish back into water, its genius comes to life. No matter how good of a swimmer I am, I will never outswim a fish. Why? Because that's a fish's gift. A fish is designed specifically to swim. That's what it does exceptionally well. What I'm saying to you is there's a level of genius inside of everyone under the sound of my voice. There is a level of IQ genius inside of everybody, but it's your job to figure out, like that fish in water, what is the environment that unlocks my gift? I can use this gift of communication anywhere I choose. I can work for a fast food company. I could be working the drive-through and welcome to McDonald's. How may I help you? How may I take my order? I can use my gift in a multitude of arenas, but my genius comes to life when I'm using that gift with an audience, a platform, and a microphone. That's where my gift gets unlocked. So for many of you, you got to figure out what is that environment for you. And then number 4, you got to learn how to control the gift. Now, we said this earlier with this cheetah. We said this cheetah, in order to learn how to run 70 miles per hour, it's got to learn from another cheetah, right? But this is something I've never seen. I've never seen this. I've never seen a cheetah designed by God to run 70 miles per hour, run out there and catch its meal. But as opposed to taking that food back to feed itself and feed its family, it makes a small little detour at the local lion's den. lays that fresh gazelle that it caught down in front of Mufasa and the rest of the lions, and takes a giant step back. And while all the lions are looking around, scratching their heads, saying, wow, this cheetah just gave us a free meal, and they are literally devouring this free meal, the king of the lions, Mufasa, says, hey, cheetah, come here real quick. Let me walk and talk with you, because I got to tell you something. The way you were running 70 miles per hour, absolutely mind-blowing. I mean, I wish me and the rest of the pride could run 70 miles per hour, right? We got muscle. When we use teamwork, we can take down a buffalo, we can take down a gazelle, but you did this all on your own. You were zigging, you were zagging. I mean, you were super fast. The way you shot out of those bushes and the way you caught that gazelle, and you did it quick at 70 miles per hour, mind-blowing. Tell you what, we're going to leave you a little bit of leg over there on the ground. There's a little bit of thigh over there in the bushes. There's a little bit of liver over there behind that rock. Help yourself to the scraps left over, and we'll see you back here tomorrow. You've never seen that. You have never gone to a wildlife preserve. You have never turned on a wildlife program and watched a cheetah run out there and catch his meal. And instead of using that food to feed itself and feed its family, surrender it to another group of predators and take a step back and let them enjoy everything that was out there, and then help themselves to the little bit of scrapless left over just to repeat the process. But let me be clear about what I have seen, guys, because I have been speaking, teaching, and training for 20 years. For 2 decades, I've coached and taught some of the best of them. And the one thing I will say that human beings are guilty of doing, they're not aware of the power behind their God-given gift and talent, so they routinely trade it for less than what it's actually worth. I've seen so many people that are gifted and talented, and they'll go out there and work 40 hours a week. They do all the labor, they do all the legwork, and they come back and they surrender the minuscule part for a paycheck. And they try to live off that little bit, not realizing if they're in the driver's seat of their destiny because they have identified their gift, they've spent the time mastering that gift, they have learned how to control that gift by putting that gift in the right environment, and they own that gift. Instead of performing for a small amount of money, they could be performing for a larger amount of money, but it all boils down to who actually controls your God-given gift and talent. If you don't know the power behind the God-given gift and talent that was given to you, it wasn't given to anyone else, it was given to you, you'll routinely trade that gift for less than what is true value. That means it's up to you to always understand and know what your real worth is. Guys, my last job working for corporate America as a corporate trainer paid me $20 an hour. This event I did last year in front of roughly, I think it was like 250 educators and teachers and faculty in the United States. They paid me $20,000 to speak for 1 hour. What's the difference on why a job said we're going to pay him $20 an hour and this company said we're going to pay him $20,000 an hour? The difference is I identified my gift of communication. I spent the years mastering that thing. I put that gift and talent in the right environment, the environment that was needed for the world, the problem I'm supposed to solve. Most importantly, I learned how to control the gift. And when I control the gift, what else happens is I dictate what the gift is actually worth. So when they said, what is your fee to come speak to us? I said, my fee for 1 hour is $20,000. This is the power in knowing your God-given gift and talent. It's your home court advantage. It is your superpower. It is the thing designed to make you stand out in a world of close to 8 billion people. It's the thing that lets you stand out and shout out to the world, here I am, this is what I do, and this is what I'm supposed to get paid for my gift and my talent. Last piece of the puzzle. I need you to find your kingmaker. I need you to find your kingmaker. Now, I told you guys earlier, my mentor is Mr. Les Brown. He's been speaking, teaching, and training for 50 years. He's spoken in over 51 different countries. And so I'm going to put him to the side for a second because I'm going to come back to him. But if you have ever played the game checkers, jump into the chat and just say me. I'm curious to see how many people have played checkers before. If you've ever played checkers before, just type me in the chat. Okay.
Juanita,
All right.
Juanita Walker says me.
Okay.
Red says me. Kathy says me.
Okay. So we got some checkers players in the room. That is great. Here's my second question. How do you win at the game of checkers? What do you have to do that lets you win the game? Go ahead, type that in the chat. What do you do to win at the game of checkers?
Kathy says good strategy.
Good strategy. Okay, I can agree with that. What else do you got to do to win the game of checkers?
JJ says smart.
Be smart. I can agree with that. What else you got to do to win at checkers, though?
Carolyn says become a king.
Become a king. You guys are giving good answers, but that's not the answer I'm looking for. In order for you to win at checkers, what must you do to win?
Kathy says play a few moves ahead and read your opponent.
You guys are giving good answers, but that's not the one I'm looking for. What do you have to do to win at the game of checkers?
Achu says put it to work.
Put it to work. All right, so let me just give the answer to it, because you guys are giving good answers, but you're not giving the answer I'm looking for. Like, you guys are so close right now. To win at the game of checkers, my job is to wipe all the other person's pieces off the board. The game of checkers doesn't end until I wipe all of your pieces off the board. And I can do that by front jump, back jump, double jump, side jump. My job is to wipe all of your pieces off the board. So if you look at the screen right now, we got someone who's holding the red checkers. The game doesn't end until the red player wipes all those black pieces off the board. Now, you can do that one jump at a time. And yes, you have to be smart. Yes, it does involve strategy. But I'm going to tell you how I always won checkers against my opponent quicker and faster. I won quicker and faster because the moment I got one of my checker pieces to the other side of the board, my opponent has to king me. They would put a crown on top of my checker. And in that moment, my checker piece that could originally only jump one piece at a time can now leap whole rows, which means I can wipe out my opponent quicker and faster by the more kings I have on that side of the board. When you invoke step number 5, you're looking for a kingmaker. Once you've identified your gift, knowing what it is you do, and you've mastered that thing, you spent time in the trenches working on that thing to get really, really good at it, and you have put that gift in the right environment, because your gift and talent is not designed to operate everywhere, and you have control of the gift. You know what the gift is actually worth. You dictate what your gift is worth. Number 5, you're on the hunt for a kingmaker. Just like when I get my checker piece to the other side of the board and you crown me, I'm no longer doing one jump at a time. Now I get to leap whole rows. I can wipe things out quicker and faster if I am dictated to become a king by a kingmaker. Mr. Les Brown right now has 1.9 million followers on his Facebook. 1.9 million followers. I remember the first time I got on his Facebook social media, and I talked about my best-selling book, GPS My Success. I gave some principles away about this book on his platform. In that moment, the kingmaker, which is Mr. Les Brown, made me a king, because he introduced me to the world on such a level, such a stage, that the whole world began to know who Dr. Karim Ray Ellis is. I believe for every single person under the sound of my voice, there is a kingmaker in your near future. There's someone out there that's waiting for you to cross their path, and you have identified your gift, you've mastered it, you have put that gift in the right environment, you've learned how to control it, and that's all that's needed for that kingmaker to say, I'm willing to bet and gamble on your success. You have already impressed me and wowed me by what you have the ability to do. I'm going to open up a doorway that's going to put you on a larger scale so the entire world knows who you are. There's a scripture in the book of life that says your gifts will make room for you and put you before powerful people. I'm going to read that again. Your gifts, it didn't say your money. Your gifts, it didn't say your attractive looks. It said your gifts. It didn't say your education. It said your gifts will make room for you and put you before powerful people. When I realized that, my gift is the thing that took me all over the world. My gift is the thing that lets me charge $20,000 an hour minimum. My gift is the thing that created a debt-free lifestyle, gave me access to own multiple different assets, to have my dream car, to have my dream life. It was based on understanding, identifying, mastering, properly planning, controlling my God-given gift and talent. Remember, the decisions you make at this moment will determine your destiny. The question I got for you is, what are you supposed to be doing in this present season? Doesn't make a difference how old you are. Doesn't make a difference how young you are. The decisions you make in life are the things that determine your destiny. My name is Dr. Karim Ellis. It has been a pleasure, a privilege, and an honor to spend this past hour talking to you. I'm going to open up the floor for some quick Q&A because I want you guys to be able to ask questions. But I also said I'm going to honor you guys with a free gift. My best-selling book is called GPS My Success. And though I know you guys are a continent away from me, I'm going to give you guys access to this gift for free. This is what I want you to do. If you are on either LinkedIn or if you are on Instagram, I want you to connect with me. And I want you to send me a DM or direct message saying that you were on today's mentorship class, and my team is going to get you a free e-copy. A free digital e-copy of this best-selling book, okay? So if you go to my Instagram, and my Instagram is Karim Ellis 2.0. Dr. Lisa, I don't know if you can type that in the chat somewhere, or if somebody can help me out, put it in the chat. It's Karim Ellis 2.0. Or if you're on LinkedIn, connect with me on LinkedIn and say, hey, I was part of this mentorship class. I'll make sure my assistant gets you a free digital link that you can download a free copy of this best-selling book. And on that note, let's go ahead and open this thing up for a little bit of Q&A.
Oh, that's really amazing. Please, can you put your hands together for our mentor, Dr. Karim Ellis? This is massive. This is wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Doctor, we appreciate you so much. We appreciate you so much for your time. You know, it's not easy getting you, to sit down and speak to us like this, for the past 1 hour. It's been really wonderful. And I thank Dr. Alisa White for joining us. It's really a pleasure. And my boss, His Excellency Ugwumba is also here. We appreciate you, boss. So this is time for Q&A. I saw a number of participants raise their hands. Okay, so please let me see who else who is ready to speak. I think if Nanya, you want to speak now. Okay, sorry, JJ, can you speak now? Ask your question or your comment. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Remy, and for Karim. Can you all hear me?
Yeah, yes. Fantastic. Go ahead.
Okay. So this is quite a personal question for me because growing up, I'm a girl. So growing up, my parents or like my siblings, everyone around me would tell me that, when I speak rudely, like when I'm talking, I'm rude. And I'm like, I'm just expressing my mind, even in school. So most times I won't speak, or I'll be so cautious when I want to speak with someone so that I will not be termed as rude. So that really affected me because I feel like I have this boss lady attitude, energy, right? But then that really shaped my mindset with speaking. Now, if I want to speak with someone, I have to be really cautious to speak. So I don't really speak freely. How do I undo that?
Oh, so that is a really, really good question. So if you guys didn't hear her question is, she has been accused of being rude as a speaker. They have said that she says she's a boss chick, and there's nothing wrong with a boss chick, but she says the way she responds and handles different types of questions and conversations, it comes off as being rude. Now, I'm going to say this, and this is for everyone that has a gift of communication. Because the thing about the gift of communication, guys, is this. You don't have to be a paid professional motivational speaker to have the gift of communication. The best leaders are also the best communicators. I'm going to say that again. The best leaders in the world are also the best communicators. when you know how to articulate your words properly, it will always help you to excel in whatever industry you want to be in. Okay. But remember when I told you earlier that I was a gifted kid, but I got in trouble because I didn't know how to control that gift. I was always talking too much, and the teacher's trying to teach, and I'm back there having personal conversation and interrupting the class. I said a gift and talent that lacks discipline creates destruction. See, I don't believe that you have a problem with your communication. I believe that there's a discipline issue with your communication. And discipline is not about saying, okay, I got to know when to talk and when to shut up. Discipline is also the measure of how I use my gift and talent. So here's the thing. How many people are telling you they think you're rude? Is it just one person, two persons? Or you get a lot of people saying that to you?
Everyone, when I was young, but now I think I now speak. I don't really speak the way or freely as I would want to. Yeah, but when I was young, almost everybody was telling me I was rude.
Okay. Yeah, so if everybody is saying you rude, guess what? You probably are rude. And that's not a bad thing. That is not a bad thing. Right? If 20 people say, Doc, you got something on your face, I can't be ignorant and say, no, I don't. 20 people said I got something on my face, so I must have something on my face. So if 20 people are saying, I think you're rude, it doesn't mean you are rude as a person. It means your delivery style of your communication is coming off as rude. When I was younger, what I kept getting is you are very arrogant. I'm not arrogant. You are very cocky. I'm not cocky. I'm not arrogant. I'm like a cheetah. I've never seen a cheetah confused about his gift of 70-mile-per-hour speed. I'm good at communication. I'm confident about communication. I'm not cocky or arrogant, but it was my delivery style of how I was delivering my words that made them believe that. So guess what I had to do? I had to learn how to master changing my delivery style. My communication stayed in place, but I had to have discipline over how I delivered it. It's almost like taking nasty medicine. When I was a kid growing up, the one cough syrup I couldn't stand taking was cherry cough syrup. Cherry cough syrup always had this nasty aftertaste, and so I would always try to spit it out whenever my mother would give it to me. But there was one occasion where we got hit by a winter snowstorm. I believe we got around 12 inches of snow. And so she couldn't go to the store to get a different brand of cough syrup. The only thing we had was cherry cough syrup. And my mother said, well, I know he's not going to take this cough syrup. He's going to spit it up. And so what she did was she didn't force the cough syrup down my throat. She changed the delivery style. She put the cough syrup on a spoon, and I'm sitting there about 6 years old, and she goes, here comes the airplane. And I'm looking at the airplane, which is really a spoon with cough syrup on it, right? But in my mind, my imagination, oh, it's an airplane. Look at the airplane. It's got to land. It's got to land. It's running out of gas. It's got to land. Open your mouth. It's going to crash. And before I know it, my mouth is open. The spoon is in my mouth. The cough syrup is halfway down. And though I don't like cherry cough syrup, the delivery of the medicine was so good, I had to just take the rest of the medicine. When it comes to speakers, oftentimes it's not that the speaker is actually rude, because speaking is about effective communication. It's about my ability to give you information in such a way and form that you receive it. But if I'm brash in how I deliver it to you, you're never going to receive it. So the goal is not to change what I talk about, but it's to change how I deliver it to you so you receive it, much like that medicine on that spoon. So I would say I would work on the discipline of how I can better deliver my message so people don't get offended by it. What if you were put on this planet to change the lives of 1 million people by the message that God has given to you? But the problem is your message delivery style is kind of rough. And so the 1 million people never get it because they can't get past how you deliver it. Right?
Yeah, thank you very much. So I'm going to work on my delivery.
Yeah, I would work on your delivery style. When people give you negative feedback, never get offended by it. That is a growth key right there. Never get offended by it, especially if you get it from more than one person. Because they're not saying, I don't like you. I just don't like the way you delivered it. And let's be real, we've all been here before, right? We've all had someone prepare a dish that we would love to eat, but they didn't cook it the way we want to. And because they didn't cook it the way we personally like it, we're not going to eat it. It don't mean it's not good food. It just means that the way you delivered it and the way you cooked it and sauteed it, I don't really care for that. But if I have a 5-star restaurant, I can't serve it the way I want to serve it and stay in business. I have to serve it the way they need to eat it. So in other words, what Les Brown taught me, he said, never let what you want to say get in the way of what they need to hear. If I have to alter my delivery style, that's going to be better towards me getting what I want because it's more receptive. So I would say work on your delivery style. I don't think you're rude at all. I think you're like me. I at one point in time, I didn't do a lot of nonsense. I'm going to give it to you straight, and I'm going to give it to you raw. I'm going to give it to you up front. And people think I was being rude because of how abrupt I was with it. I had to change my delivery style. So I hope that helps out.
Yeah, it does. Thank you. So actually, because of the whole process of trying to speak in a way that is not rude, now, let me say, it has really affected my communication now, like growing up. So now, how do I even get the courage now to speak as freely as I used to and then not rude?
Yeah, so you have to push past the fear. The problem with most of us, and this is what almost kept me from being a speaker, we all have fears that revolve around our gift. We all have fears that revolve around our gift. Now, I'm going to say something that's going to be a bit spiritual, and I don't want to step on anybody's toes because I know we all have different religious beliefs and background views, but I believe in God, and I believe that God has given me a gift. And I believe that my gift is part of my design, my divine assignment on this planet. Meaning when God put me here, he put me here with a purpose in mind. There's an assignment on my life. And when my life comes to an end, God is going to judge me based on, did you complete your assignment? I put you here to do a task. I gave you a gift and talent to walk that task out. Did you do it, or were you lazy with it? Right? So I want to be clear that the enemy's job is to make sure I don't walk in alignment for my divine assignment. So if I can create a fear around your gift, guess what you do? You will voluntarily decide not to pick it up because you're afraid of the byproduct. When I was a young boy growing up in 3rd grade, there was this young girl named Charmaine Brown. Charmaine Brown had little pigtails with little barrettes in her hair, and every kid in the class had a crush on Charmaine Brown. And I sat right next to her in class. But you guys remember what I told you? I talked a lot, right? And so I remember I was just running my mouth the way I normally do. I'm sitting next to her in class in 3rd grade, and one day Charmaine had enough. Out of nowhere in a classroom full of 30 students, she said, "Why don't you shut up? You are always running your mouth. You are motor mouth. Yum, 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 yum. You are always talking. Shut up." And immediately the classroom busted out in laughter. They laughed at me for about a month straight. Motor mouth, motor mouth. And I was so embarrassed. Guess what I did? I was fearful to open my mouth. If the teacher said, "Who wants to go first with a book report?" my hand wouldn't go up because I was afraid to go out there and speak with my mouth. The enemy's job is to make you fearful of your gift and talent so you don't use it. And the irony is your gift and talent is the thing that gives you your best method of success. It gives you your edge. It's your superpower. Can you imagine Superman having the ability to fly, to be bulletproof, to have X-ray vision, to have heat vision, and deciding out of one mistake to never use those gifts and talents again? So you have to put yourself into an environment where it forces you to conquer that. You need to put yourself in an environment that forces you to speak on a regular basis so you get control of that fear. Is that making sense?
Very good.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you.
Find like an organization or a club that revolves around speaking that forces you to speak on a regular basis, and you'll get past that no time flat.
I will join one. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I think let's have Nene ask her question. Nene, if you're there, please come up with your question fast.
All right. Hi, everyone.
Okay.
My name is Ne. I'm from Nigeria. So I really want to say thank you for this platform. Okay, so Dr. Karim, you mentioned 3 things. You said how to discover your gift, right? And the 3 stuff you mentioned, I don't think I fit into anyone because I am an introvert and I don't have anyone in my space to actually ask what I am actually good at or what they think that I have that is admirable. Because yesterday I almost went into depression because I'm almost going to be 21 by August. So, and I was just thinking yesterday, I do not have any special ability. I do not have any gift because I do not know how to come out from my shell and discover what I have inside of me. So my question is, how do I go about this? Because I actually do not have friends or people I really do talk to, and I'm just all by myself alone all the time. But if there's one thing I know that I do especially that I love is I try to make people happy, like try to help people solve their problems. I think that's just what I know, but I can't just do it because I'm just all alone all the time. I don't have friends. So
okay. So watch this, because what I said to you earlier, I said whatever you're gifted and talented at, it's always trying to find its way out. We got some similarities. You know, as a kid growing up, I was always the kid that was trying to help other people. Always trying to help other people. If I went to lunch,
is on.
Live streaming is on.
yeah, both ways. Like I do from what I've observed, I love helping people both financially and also listening to them, like when they have issues or something, and also try to like figure out things for them. So yeah.
Yeah. So what you don't realize, the reason why you like doing that and why it becomes so easy, because that's your gift. You're sitting in it right there. I'm gonna be honest, and I'll say this: there are certain people in the room where there's certain people that don't want to hear somebody talk about their problems for 30 minutes. There are certain people like, go talk to someone else. I don't want to hear. I feel bad that's happening to you, but I ain't the person to give you advice. I don't want to be your listening ear. You understand, if you were like a life coach or a counselor, you got to be good at the art of listening to people and then giving good feedback. So what you don't realize is you're already acting in your gift. There's a reason why people come to you and they feel comfortable dumping stuff into your lap and you're able to receive and respond it. You're already walking in your gift. In order for me to be a speaker, because I only gave you guys 3 gifts. I said a good communicator. I said I was very, very creative, and I'm a fast learner. I can learn stuff very quickly, but I got more gifts than that. Those are the 3 I use on a regular basis. In order for me to be doing what I do, I have to be an excellent listener. I can't tell you how many people come to me with their problems all the time, and I listen, and I listen, and I listen, and then I give them wisdom and advice on what they should do and how they should move next. Not everybody got that gift or that level of patience. And being an introvert doesn't really matter, because when I started my journey after what happened in school, I became an introvert. I became that quiet person. Unfortunately, my line of work forces me to be an extrovert. I have to be out there on that platform and stage talking to people. But your gift and talent will work regardless of whether you're an introvert or extrovert. So don't let being introverted be the thing that stops you. There are a lot of people that are super successful because being introverted just means I don't like being out there in the limelight. When you think about the music industry, a lot of people don't understand the people that make the most money in the music industry are not the artists with the microphone singing on stage. It's the people behind the scenes that are writing those songs. People don't get that. The people behind the scenes writing those hit records, they're the ones making the bulk of the money. They're making oftentimes more money than the artist performing it. And a lot of them will tell you, I'm an introvert. I can never go out there and sing in front of 10,000 people. But my gift is creativity, so I can write a song and know what artist should sing it, and I can get paid off of that as well. So when you are actually helping people out, being a listening ear, giving advice, giving financial advice, or whatever it is you're doing, you're already walking in your gift. You just need to start looking at it a different way. You're already walking in it. A gift is something I can do easily without any type of, listen, I get paid to do what I do, but here's the secret. When you're walking in your gift and talent and what you're designed to do, you will probably do it for free because you love to do it. Getting paid is just the bonus on top of it. It's the whipped cream on top of the cake. But I got to figure out what my gift is. But you, my dear, you're already walking in your gift. You're already doing it now. And mastery is just walking in it intentionally. So the more and more you're getting better and better and better at it. I've got friends in my spirit that are dynamic life coaches. And it started by their ability to listen to other people's problem and then give wise advice about how to move forward. Does that help out a little bit?
Yeah, I'm sorry, sir. One more question. Sorry, everyone.
Sure.
Okay. Sir, please, how do I get these voices in my head most times that tells me, you can't do it. You can't do it. Like all the time. Even when I try to like get off my shells, most times I just keep hearing you can't do it. So I just tend to like relax and then cry all day because I can't do it.
So you're saying you're hearing voices that say you cannot do it?
Yeah, most times I just hear voices say you can't do it, and that's it all the time, actually.
Okay, so I'm gonna give you 2 really quick ways about how to change that voice in your head. I want everyone under the sound of my voice to pay attention to this, okay? Number 1, your mind runs just like a computer program. That means whatever you feed your mind is going to operate off of. So if I tell myself you're ugly, you're ugly, you're ugly, I'm ugly, I'm ugly, I'm ugly, guess what happens? I start to believe it because that's what I'm telling myself. The beautiful thing about a computer program is if I don't like the program the computer is running, guess what I can do? I can load a new program. The problem with most of us is we don't pay attention to the fact that we have 2 parts of our mind. We have the conscious mind, which is our alert mind that sees everything in real time. It says Doc is wearing an orange tie. He's got an eagle ring on because the eagle has vision. The eagle can see something 2 miles out. So the symbolism of an eagle is it gives me vision, right? We can see Doc is bald up here. He's trying to grow him a little bit of beard in real quick, right? That's the conscious mind. That's my alert mind that lets me see everything. But the programming takes place in my subconscious mind. And whatever I feed my subconscious mind is supposed to process off of. So when you watch commercials on TV, that's programming your subconscious mind. We make the best pizza. We make the best soda or pop. We make the best car. We make the best designer watch. The more you watch a commercial, the more you start to believe it. Which is why you as an individual have to be cautious and guard your eyes and guard your ears, because that's the gateway to the mind. The only way to get to your subconscious mind is through what you see and through what you hear. So let's change what you are actually seeing and what you're hearing by surrounding yourself around people that are doing what it is you want to do. One of the ways I got good at speaking, I surrounded myself with other speakers. And if I say that, you know what, I don't have anyone around me physically, then I can change who I follow on social media that's doing what I want to do, because it's a reminder of it. The people I connect with on social media, they're all speakers. They're all successful entrepreneurs, right? I've got thousands of people that I'm connected with, but who I'm actually following and paying attention to are people that remind me that I can do it too. So number 1, I want you to change who you surround yourself with. Birds of a feather flock together. Hang around people that are successful, especially in what it is you want to do. And then number 2, I want you to start giving yourself affirmations. Are you familiar with what an affirmation is? Do you know what that is?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so I want you to read out loud at least 5 to 10 affirmations. Now, I'm going to say this, and this is powerful. When you write your affirmation, I want you to use the word I am and then put the affirmation after it. And the reason why I say the word I am is the name for God. And we are built in the image and likeness of God. This is for my scriptural folks, right? God says, I formed mankind in my image. So if I am an heir of God, that means I have some of the characteristics and qualities of God. If you take my physical mother and my physical father and put them side by side, you'll see I got my mother's eyelashes. I have my father's facial structure. I have my mother's eyes. You could say he looks like a mixture of Bobby Ellis and Evelyn because I have these characteristics. The same thing works with my spiritual father in heaven. If my spiritual father in heaven has the ability to speak things into existence and create, that characteristic is inside of me too. That's that cheetah, that baby cheetah that can run 70 miles per hour. It's already inside of me. I have to get comfortable knowing how to tap into it and pull it out. So when I start to write the word I am, which is the place of God, I am successful, I am wealthy, I am happy, I am one of the world's greatest motivational speakers, I am nationally and internationally known, I am super successful, I am a coach and a trainer. When I start to put those affirmations down and I speak them out loud, I give birth to them. And I'm also, through the ear gate, because I'm saying it and I'm hearing it, I'm programming my subconscious mind as to what I am. And whatever you say about yourself, eventually over time, you'll start to believe. But the goal when you say the affirmation is not just to say it. I want you to say it out loud, and I want you to pause and close your eyes and imagine yourself already in it. Not that this is something far off, 5 years, 10 years, 15, like I want to say it like it's already happened now. Because emotional energy is how you charge affirmational thought. The problem with most people with affirmations don't work because we're looking at our current situation and circumstances, and it's hard for us to believe in something that we don't think physically exists. It's hard for me to say I'm a millionaire if my bank account only has $200 in it. Right? But I want you to start to program your mind for who you are. Not who you are in the present tense, but your future pulled into your present. And I want you to start to hang around people that are already winning and doing the thing you want to do. And if you don't have them physically around you, start to find them on social media, because a connection is a connection, whether it's live or virtual. You become a product of who you hang with. So if you were hanging with folks on social media that's putting a lot of foolishness and nonsense, that's going to eventually be you. You will become who you hang with. So when you choose better, you do better. Does that help out?
Yes, sir.
Good deal.
Very good, very good. Thank you so much. Can we bring Robinho? Robinho, please. You raised your hand. You want to speak? Please, can you speak quickly? Robinho. Hello, Robinho. Are you there? Okay, if you're not there, please, then I want to invite Gift Mesoma, please. Gift Mesoma, speak now. Hello? Gift?
I hear her. She's there, but her voice is low.
Oh, sorry about that. Please unmute yourself. If you're muted, unmute your mic so that we can hear you. Okay, you're not ready. Are you ready? Sylvester, are you ready? We are waiting for Robinho, Gift, or Sylvester. Who is ready to speak? Oh, okay. Robinho, go ahead.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
It's Malik Bah from Gambia. Yeah, I'm using Robinho's phone. Hello.
Yes, I'm here.
Go ahead.
So, like, I do play football, and the system in Africa and our parents, we so much believe in education. Are you listening?
Go ahead.
Okay. And I'm very good in football, and I want to pursue my career, but it is very hard in Africa. Sometimes I do feel like I'm going to make it through football, and sometimes I do feel like let me give up, because Africa here we don't have chances, and the chances are limited.
Mm-hmm.
And I want you to give me advice on how to continue my football, because I'm very good in it, and I believe that if I go to Europe or any other place where I can play football, I'll prove myself.
Okay. So I'm gonna ask for just a little bit of assistance from my moderators here. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay, Robinho, I think you have asked your question. Mute your mic now so that he can answer you. Doc, you're muted. Doc, unmute yourself.
Oh, I'm muted. Okay, I apologize. So I need someone to help me out just a little bit because he was so close to the microphone. I was getting a loud reverb kickback on it, so I heard parts of it. I don't know if anyone can help me out. I think he said something on the lines that he wants to go forward in a certain direction, but where he's at in Africa, that there's limited options, I think is what he said. But I couldn't hear the rest of it because it was muffled.
I think I heard him very well, Doc. He said he said he's from Gambia, and he knows that he can play football very well. But his problem is that here in Africa, most parents wouldn't want you to go into football. They want you to go into education and become a doctor or become a pharmacist or become whatever you want to be. But he wants your advice. He wants to see what he can do, whether he wants to remain here to learn his football or he wants to go to Europe.
Ooh, wow. Decisions. I remember being in that same exact predicament. Not really sports related, but in a different field. So the first thing I'm going to say is this, and this is one of the reasons why I'm offering everybody a free copy of this book, right? Because this book talks about how to set vision for your life. And I want to be clear about this because the decisions you make really should be in alignment with the vision for your life. So before you say that I want to go play professional football, first of all, get clear about what is the overall vision. When I started my journey, I wanted to go to school to be a medical doctor. The problem with being a medical doctor is I can't stand the sight of blood. Like if you walk in and you got a big gash across your forehead and everything is bleeding out, I don't want to see that personally, right? So I have a desire to help people, but not in that particular arena. And I felt like a failure because I wasn't going to go to school specifically for that. And so someone said, get clear about the vision. Meaning, when you look over your life into the future, what do your finances look like? What does your lifestyle look like? What does your travel and your happiness look like? What does your family situation look like? And then once you're clear about the vision, it's up to you to figure out what pathway gets you there quicker and faster. The pathway that I'm in right now was the pathway that got me there quicker and faster. And I love what I'm doing because number one, I'm still helping people. Doctors help people. So whether I was in a doctor's office physically in an ER or I'm doing what I do now, I'm still helping people, right? So I'm not saying your parents are right. I'm not saying that you are wrong. What I am saying is I want you to get clear about the vision of your life. Because there's a lot of people that play professional sports, and by the time their run at professional sports ends, that still doesn't put them into their vision. So I would be clear about it. Everything starts with vision. Everything starts with the foundation of what you want your life to turn out. Now, if you are an insistent on saying, this is what I want to do. And again, there's a couple things I don't know. I don't know how old you are, how young you are. I don't know how good you are at the sport. Because I've had people that want to sing, but they ain't got no singing voice. I've got people that want to play professional basketball, but they're too short to play, right? So there's a couple factors that I don't know. But what I will say is this, is I think there's more than one way to get to your finish line. But first, you got to be clear on the vision. I don't believe our parents are trying to intentionally hurt us when they give us their advice. And I'm gonna be upfront with you. And please don't have your parents come looking for me. Sometimes parents have it all the way off. I got a daughter who just got married. And as a parent, I wasn't always on the money with my decisions first. There was sometimes I was all the way off. The one thing I always encouraged was her to figure out her gift and talent and put her gift and talent in a place that's best going to suit her as far as her vision, what she wants her life to be. So I would say, let's get clear on your vision first. What does that look like? And if you believe that playing football is what's going to get you there quicker and faster, then I would pursue it. But understand that pursuing, and this is for everybody, when you get clear on your vision, 9 times out of 10, the pursuit of your vision is going to take you out of your comfort zone. When I started speaking, I was not known as a big name when I was speaking in my hometown. It took me leaving my hometown and traveling to different states and countries for my name to be made great. I had to leave my comfort zone behind. If football is the thing that's in your future and you decide to press on with it, it may mean you have to leave behind your comfort zone. Your comfort zone is everything that you currently know. There's always a cost to be successful. Never think you're going to get to success without paying the price. The reason why most people don't have success, they're not willing to pay that high price tag. It's going to cost you to go up to the next level. But get clear on your vision. That is what I want my life to look like. Be meticulous. Don't just say I want. No, be clear about what it is you want. And then look over the gifts and talents and the things that are at your disposal that can get you there quicker and faster. And if you settle on football being it, this is my gift, this is the thing, then be prepared to get uncomfortable to pursue it, which means you may have to leave your hometown in order to be recognized and great at it. So I'm hoping that helps.
Okay, yeah, that was very helpful. Okay, I don't know if Gift is still there and you want to speak, or Sylvester, whoever is ready, please, can you speak now? Sylvester, are you ready? Oh, okay, I think this is 1 hour, 30 minutes we've been talking, and I'm sure that Doc needs some rest. So, Your Excellency, if you're there, please, I want to invite you to say a few things before we call it a day. Your Excellency, Ugwumba Leadership, please, over to you.
All right. Thank you, my good brother, Dr. Karim. I can see that Her Excellency Alisa is here too with us. I don't know how to start. I don't know where to begin. But let me thank you. In fact, most young people in Nigeria, from their questions, you will agree with me that most of them, because they don't realize their gifts at the time, and before you know it, they realm the vision. So this lecture is very, very important to them. Most of the time, your gift is a gift to study medicine, but some of them will go and study pharmacy because their parents want them to go and read medicine. Some of them, because your gift is to be a comedian, but your parents will want you to go and do law. So when you realize your gift, you now know who you are, because you cannot get to your destination with your destiny apart from realizing who you are in life. I realized from beginning that my gift is to help people, HR, human relationship, and I capitalize on that, and I'm doing it up till today. So I want to thank you very, very, very much. I don't know what you have. You don't know what you have done. And for those who are in this platform, this man who was here today would have charged us $200,000 to give us this lecture, but he's giving it to us free. No money was paid. No single money was paid. This is Africanness. This is a real Africa. We want to thank you. Many people in this platform are from Gambia, Ghana, Liberia, South Sudan, and so many of them. We want to thank you. And we want to thank our dear sister, Her Excellency Alisa. Your time is coming. We're waiting for you. We'll be ready to listen to your own lecture. Thank you, my good brother. God bless you and remain blessed always. Thank you.
It's a pleasure. It's a privilege and an honor, Your Excellency, as always. And for every person under the sound of my voice, remember that your gift and talent is the very thing the Almighty gives to you to help you become great. But one last thing, and I want to be clear about this. Whatever your gift and talent is, the Almighty is not giving it to you to be selfish and be stingy with it. I'm going to say that again. The Almighty is not giving you this gift and talent for you to be selfish and be stingy with it. The purpose of your gift is to share it with other people. It's to bless other people. Now, in the sharing and the blessing of other people, there are certain arenas where they're going to pay you for your gift. They'll pay you what your worth is. But I've never seen an apple seed get planted in the ground, grow to full maturity, develop a bunch of juicy, delicious, ripe red apples, And when those apples finally fall loose because of the weight of gravity and the wind, the tree looks down at the apple, picks it up and takes a bite and says it looks delicious. It sounds delicious. It tastes delicious. Remember, the apples are not for the tree. The apples are for everyone who comes along, who needs to be fed because they're famished. And for every single person under the sound of my voice, your gift and talent represents that tree that produces apples that feeds other people. And the beauty of an apple is locked inside every apple is additional seed. That means the blessing that you bless other people with, when they devour the fruit that you produce, they're able to replant that seed. And that way you create a legacy. And I believe there are some of you where you are going to leave a legacy and a mark on this planet, but it's based on delivering those apples inside of you. On that note, I'm going to go ahead and land the plane. It's been a pleasure. It's been a privilege, and it's been an honor. I know it's getting late. Remember to connect with me. My team will get you a free copy of this book. I love you. There's nothing you can do about it. Let's make the best of our 2024. I'm out.
Yeah, before you go, please, Her Excellency Dr. Alisa White is here, and she wants to say a word to us because she's the next mentor next week.
Yeah.
So, Your Excellency, please, can you say a word to our great students from Africa? We can hear you. We can hear you.
Dr. Lisa, you there?
We can hear you. Can you increase the volume on your? Yeah.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Good. Okay. Come back. Put on your camera so that we can see you very well. Thank you.
All right. So good morning. I don't even have proper lighting and camera in this office where I'm at, but good morning from you all. Dr. Karim, thank you so much for such a powerful message this morning. Thank you, my dear brothers, Excellency Uche, and, of course, Remy, for bringing us here to this platform. And it's the conversation and discourse was so insightful. Of course, Dr. Karim always brings it. But you all, as young people, with the message, the questions and the depth and the vulnerability, I was commenting in the chat that is exactly what helps you grow. Vulnerability and coachability. And so that was so exemplary. And as our brothers know, we can't wait to come. We're slowly getting to where we can finalize time and date, and you all will know when that time comes. But next week, I get to come and share with you all, and I'm so excited and thrilled for the opportunity. And again, thank you, Dr. Karim, for such a very well-needed conversation and training on your gift. Of course, that's the only reason why Dr. Karim and I are before you, not because our parents had millions of dollars or not even because of our degrees. It's really because of our gift and us taking the time out to be coached, trained, and mentor, and also do what we came to do, whether we're being paid or not. And we became better and greater at it, so people do pay us for it. So stay tuned, follow the leaders here, and use all the content and material that's provided by us here at. I love you, and I'll see you next week.
Thank you so much. So, great students, I want to leave you with this: a gift and talent that lacks discipline creates destruction. This is a takeaway from Dr. Karim Ellis this evening. So, on behalf of my boss, His Excellency Ugwumba Leadership, I want to say thank you so much. Thank you so much, and we look forward to seeing you next week, Thursday. God bless you all. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Recording has stopped.
Recording has stopped.